Hi. My argument is that selective service registration and intern drafting should be abolished. My claims include the fact that necessary levels of military forces can be sustained and increased with the use of active reserve and new volunteer soldiers. The Army this year, they were able to find 557,606 new recruits, and the war around the world has shown that people in the U.S. are willing to fight for causes, and I'm sure they'd be willing to fight for causes in their own country. The system facilitates delays, exemptions, and deferments, which mostly benefit the rich. Historically, people have always been trying to find ways to get out of the war, and one of the common ways is to pay fees or to get other people to fight for them. But 21st century, usually people find ways out through deferments and exemptions, and half the people that were eligible to fight during Vietnam didn't fight because of those deferments. And a lot of times, a lot of those people were college students and graduate students, which had the income to be able to go to college, and a lot of times people would also pay doctors. There was a lot of medical exemptions, and they would pay doctors to diagnose them with medical issues. And then those who refuse to register face hefty fines and criminal charges, and that affects future employment benefits and can result in incarceration. You have to register by 25. There's a window 18 to 25, and if you don't register by then, by 26, you can't register anymore, and then you can be denied a lot of benefits. Statistics have shown, selective service system statistics have shown that more than 1 million men have been denied government benefits, and then 14 men have been convicted for refusing to register since the selective service was implemented again in the 80s. You have to pay $250,000 if you are convicted, or face up to 5 years in jail. And I personally believe that just as there's deferments and exemptions for being drafted, I think there should be deferments and exemptions for registering. And my opposition is the selective service system itself, the independent U.S. government agency that handles the registration process. And so they definitely have reasons for opposing, obviously. They're the system itself. They believe the selective service and draft are important. They believe that it's insurance for the nation. The military must remain prepared to fight a large war that will require large forces. Draftees perform well in war, regardless of what happened in Vietnam. Draftees are known for dedicated service, and it's a civil duty. It's a responsibility for every man to register in the selective service systems, and more than 90% of eligible men are registered, and it's a responsibility to understand the law and comply with the law or face the consequences. And my final thoughts, that SSS is unnecessary agency, since the country's dependency on volunteer forces had actively contributed to making the U.S. one of the biggest armies in the world. In the unfortunate event of an emergency, the government can rely on citizens to help supplement fighting forces and protect the country, and selective service system and drafts have disproportionately benefited the affluent and lower income and minorities with little resolve, and eventually with less benefits. So, yeah. Bye.